What's up, guys? How's it going? This is Enrique here, and today we're gonna go over how to draw Ganon, or Ganondorf, really. Ganondorf's from the Legend of Zelda video game. He's the main bad guy. I'm thinking of the N64 version of him, and he had he had a cool expression. He had this kind of Joker-like face in that thing. And I'm gonna be using a pencil, as you can see. I'm already starting, and I'm just drawing kind of abstract shape of his head. He's got this kind of box-like, but like really, I don't know, like squared-off head going on. And the way I'm drawing right now, this is another way. After I've already kind of learned proportions and things like that, I just kind of scribble in stuff now. Not always, but I scribble in stuff to begin with. You know what I mean? This is the way I do it. I'm not recommending you do this per se. If you want to challenge yourself, do it. I'm just scribbling in stuff because I'm just trying to find proportion and trying to get an image of it in my head. So I scribble in pretty fast lines that I know I'm going to erase. You know? Lines that I know I'm going to erase for sure. You know, like getting the crystal on his head there. He's got a crazy brow line, and he's got a crazy giant nose, too, that kind of overshadows his mouth. He's always kind of had that look. At least beyond the 64 version, he's always had that look. So I'm going to actually just jump right in right here. See, this is how loose I'm doing this, you know what I mean? I'm just scribbling in just to get proportion. Proportion is the most important thing, really. Now, this is, like I said, kind of an advanced technique. I swear it is advanced. I know it just looks like I'm messy or whatever. But if you do this without really understanding what you're indicating, they call it indication, then it is a mess, you know, and it is messy, you know. But your thing is, I got to pull this around. So, and that's the thing. So when you do something a little crazier like this, it's up to the artist to kind of pull it around. So it can be overwhelming if you're a beginner, even, you know, certain level, depending what level you are, intermediate. But that's kind of the way I draw things sometimes. That always depends on my mood. And I'm going to be using a fountain pen, and I'm going to go right into his eye. You gotta have an angry look. Ganon's always pissed off. He's a bad guy, you know? Bad guys are always pissed off. It's just the way it works. His eyebrows connect into his hair, which is pretty crazy, right? It's pretty cool. Find his eye. Think about how the eye scrunches when it's a little bit mad. Usually when someone's mad or just kind of looking pissed off or evil, it's a good idea to make the top part of the eye hidden a little bit. Hmm. Nose. Said he's got a crazy giant nose. Even that out over here. Bridge of the nose. Nostril over here. Go to the other eyeball. It's going to be a little bit hidden by the side because he's a 3/4 view. Trying to even it out, but I'm already a little off because of this eye. The eyeball on the left is touching the bottom of the eyelid. Trying to stretch it out a little bit. He's looking a little happy right now, honestly, to me. So I'm trying to... Let me go back to the pencil. Take 2 steps back. What do I do? Let's see. I want to make him look like he's really angry, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out of here, actually, out of him. He's got to have more of a depression, I think, in his eyebrow. Thicken that line to make it look like he's angrier than he actually is. More wrinkles. Hair on the face, more furrows. His mouth. Same thing with his mouth. I'll make him look like he's gritting his teeth. I've seen this in cartoons a lot. It's not like they have a sharp tooth, but you know everybody has that kind of sharp-ish tooth that they bite with. Usually it's in the bottom up, but they'll put it there like to make them look a little more monster-like, but they're not really monsters, you know. They're just people that are really pissed off. I was gonna make him grit his teeth, but I'm actually gonna make him with his mouth open. I think that'll look better. Back over here. I'll make sure the teeth have a shape to themselves. That's a big deal. Make sure the teeth, you know, I mean, remember they're square, the one on the back. Right now things are looking a little uneven, so I'm gonna draw in the other eyebrow. Just visually, it's looking strange to me. Sometimes it has to do with the thickness of lines and stuff like that. I would say a lot of times it has to do with that, actually. Thickness of the line. Alright. Side of the cheek. He's got pretty big lips, I think. They are stretched out though, so they'll look a little smaller. But at least his lower lip is pretty big, as I recall. Same thing with his jowls. His jowls are pretty big. I'm gonna even this out over here. I'm trying to even it out. So if that cheek's over there, if it's turned like that, thinking of the rhythms in my mind. Alright. Some wrinkle there. I feel like it'll make it look better. Putting some shadow a little bit, indicating some shadow of the pen over there. You know, underneath the mouth. Kind of indicating the ridge of the mouth. Putting a little shadow pattern under the nose. But I'm not putting near as much of the shadow pattern as I would if it was like, let's say, a tonal drawing. I don't want to hide stuff, you know? Thinking about eyelid over here and how that would change shape a little bit, how that would... to kind of mirror that on the other side here. Going lower. Whoops. Okay. Going lower on his face. I'm going to find the side of his cheek here. That's going to fall into his hair. His hairline is going to go all the way down there. Let me find his eyebrows now, because it's starting to get to the point where his hair is going to affect, you know, the hair on his body, you know, his face. It's starting to kind of affect the dynamic of the picture, so can't ignore it anymore. I always draw hair last. I don't know why. Not last, but I try to push it off as much as I can, which is a bad thing, right? It's just a habit. And I don't make it too much the same. I don't want to make it look like he has total rivets in his hair. I want to make it look like it's hair. So I'm going to try to make it somewhat not random. Gotta be careful not to grow things, you know? It's easy to be like, this is, you know, this section of his head is big, and this is big, and this is big. But the thing that makes something look big is the comparison to something else, you know what I mean? So, that's a contrast. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Not digging that. Not digging that, but I don't know if I can fix that. I'll go back to it later if I can fix it. Following the forehead over here. Going to the top of the head. Try to remember where the skull is too. Really don't forget that part. You know, the skull is such a big part, I mean, of reality, you know, because like some people just kind of want to throw the hair on there and they'll forget that the hair's sitting on top of, you know, again, the hard cranium, you know. Again, I'm trying not to make it too repetitive, but man, it's just getting repetitive. I guess I hired up the, I raised the level of the hair right there than I normally would have. Right now I just want a placeholder. I gotta watch out because I want the ear in there.